Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the world of dividends and yields and why they can be an excellent source of income for your long-term investment. Whether you're new to investing or looking to refine your strategy, understanding these concepts can really boost your financial game. We will uncover the top 10 dividend stocks and ETFs in the UK, US and Asia. So let's get started. So today we're going to look at what are dividends, understanding dividend yields, then we'll go on to why dividends matter for long-term investing, have a look at that. Then we'll do a full review of the top 10 high-yield dividend stocks in the UK, US and in Asia, full list there. We'll also look at the top dividends ETFs, and then we'll give you some final thoughts and tips. So let's get straight on. So before we start, just quickly about me, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's James. I've been a personal investor of many sorts, covering real estate, stocks, shares, alternative investments. I've been actively investing now for more than 25 years, and I help money-saving individuals manage their money and start investing. And that's the reason for doing this YouTube videos, try and help educate more people to get started on their investment journey. So let's go forward. So what are dividends? Well, in simple terms, a dividend is a portion of the company's earnings that is paid out to shareholders. Think of it as a reward for investing in the company, and they're typically paid out on a regular basis, either quarterly, half annually, annually. With that, we have dividend yields. The dividend yield is a financial ratio that shows how much a company pays out in dividends each year relative to its stock price. These are all correct as of today's date, 11th of June 2024. As the stock price varies, the dividend yield will vary as well because it's a relative issue. So the calculation for the dividend yield is the annual dividend per share divided by the price, and that's a percentage. So if an annual dividend is $4 and the stock price is $100, then the dividend yield is 4%. It gives you a benchmark idea and a comparison. The whole reason behind that is you can compare like-for-like investments. And why dividends matter for long-term investing? Well, first, they provide a stable income stream because they're very consistent and very predictable even over the long term. A little more unpredictable during downturns in the market like we've seen during the COVID pandemic, but they are generally more stable. You can also reinvest and compound your investments as well. It allows them to grow naturally over time. Rather than allow the market to dictate the price, you allow the dividends to increase the growth. And dividends also give a signal of the financial health of the companies. Therefore, if they're very strong financially, it gives confidence, which is a good indicator for a reliable and strong business. So here's the big one. Let's crack into the top 10 high-yield dividend stocks in the UK as of today. So it's leading the field is Vodafone on a huge 11%. That's a huge amount from the telecoms giant there. That's a very nice dividend return. Then we have second place, M&G PLC. It's an investment management services company, and they're giving a yield at 10.38%. Again, one of the highest performing. Then in number 3, we have the Phoenix Group Holdings. They're a life insurance company with a very robust 10.2% dividend yield. Very, very nice figure there. And then in fourth place, Taylor Wimpey, the house builder, at 9.15%. And in number 5, we have ABDN. ABDN is the investment company with a very strong yield there at 8.5%. Before we go on to the number 6, Legal & General Group, they're the insurance company, and again at 8.3%, a very healthy dividend yield there. Then we go on to Imperial Brands, 8.03%. That's a tobacco company. Even with the challenges they're facing, they're still giving out very nice dividends to their shareholders. And then we go into the main 3 banks. They're giving very tasty dividends there, around 5-6%. So we have Lloyds, HSBC and Barclays. And they'll all be very familiar to you. So if you're targeting the top yields, you obviously want to go towards the top. But again, have a mixture. It's always good to diversify, and we'll come on to that later. Now we're going to go on to the top 8 high-yield dividend stocks in the US. And these are much nicer numbers. We get a huge 15% dividend yield from AGNC. That's the investment corporation, which is the residential mortgage-backed securities. Very high dividend there. Then second is United Health Group. They're the health insurers group, and they've been boasting 13% annual growth over the last 5 years. So it's a good stability that upwards only is the way to go, and it's got very secure funding to give these guaranteed dividends. Then in third place we have Parker Hannifin. They're a dividend king. They've been increasing their dividends for the last 67 years, and now they're up to 12.6%. That's again huge. Number 4 we have Altria Group at 9%. They're another tobacco industry company, the same as Imperial brands in the UK, giving a very healthy 9% dividend yields. Number 5, AT&T, the telecoms giant, at 6.6. And then in number 6 we have the Realty Income Corporation. They're known as the monthly dividend company. They give a nice yield just under 6% there. And the other two around 4% for ABDN and Chevron Corporation. That's the pharmaceuticals and the energy giant Chevron there. And then we come over to Asia. So we have the top 10 high yield dividend stocks in Asia, where we top off the tables around 10%, a very good investment yield there by PCCW. They're the Hong Kong telecom giants, a very nice payout you get with them. Number 2 is SCB x PCL. That's the Thai Financial Services. It's again just under 10%. Then we come down to number 3, PLDT. They're the Philippines-based telecom provider. And then we go to number 4, Sinoland, who are based in Hong Kong, and therefore real estate yields, real estate investment trusts, and they're having a very healthy 7.4% return. And then we have a mixture of other telecom companies, and you can see the returns are all very nicely down there, right the way down to about 6%. So we're going to have a quick look at the top dividend ETFs. So at least they're all packaged into one healthy bundle. And we can see the highest here is the iShares International Select Dividend. That's by BlackRock at 6.3%. You'll see it's a very broad average of a combination of all the ones that we've seen so far in the different continents. It's because they're actively managed, they're bound to be a more spread. So it's a much more hands-off approach. So if you wanted to buy a basket of ETFs, it's much easier to buy an ETF and take the hands-off approach rather than manage the buying and selling of different dividend stocks as you want to. And some final tips we have. So diversify. Don't put all your money into a single dividend stock. They can change drastically according to the stock price as well as the predicted dividend payout. Also look to evaluate the sustainability, because sometimes high yields can be a red flag because they're not sustainable. So you may get a healthy payout 1 month, but then in the next payout cycle, the dividends may drop. And then stay informed. Remember to regularly check them. Don't obsess over them, but maybe every 6 months to check in that the company financials are all doing well. And remember that economic environment can shift the dividend payments as well. Depending on the shareholders' expectations and the market changes, these numbers can change over time. And that's all for today's video. If you found this information helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future investing tips. And leave a comment below with your favorite dividend stock. Until next time, happy investing.